Hello and welcome to the FrontEnd Creator. This tool has been created using Aurelia and it allows you to build dynamic screen applications extremely fast using drag and drop as well as an HTML editor. There's a lot of features built in within it. I recommend that you take a look at this website and also look at the wiki where not only there's documentation, but there's some tutorials teaching you how to go through and use the tool. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what it would take to build a simple form application. All right, so log in. And when you first log in, if this is the first time, you're not going to have any projects set up or anything like that. So you're going to go through and just create one. I'm going to go ahead and just create a tutorial project. And just a simple description. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is just hit save. And you will see that we now have a dashboard that we've shown up here. I'm just going to close this out real quick. And now within the dashboard, we have the ability to go to screens or scripts. For this example, we're just going to go to screens, but scripts allows us to write ES6 classes and be able to reference them from our screens. Not only that, but then we also get dependency injection of any Aurelia resources that are already loaded, as well as other scripts. So let's go ahead and just click on screens. We have no screens yet, so let's go ahead and create one. And I'll just call this form screen. Named here doesn't really matter. You can have the same name over and over again. It's going to be using a unique ID, but try to use something that's meaningful and makes sense to you. And this is going to be this simple hello with one with data binding. Right, and I'm just going to use, I think, maybe a form, so I'll do the columns. In this example here, I've got a custom element that is a drop-down that has font awesome icons here that you can select from, which makes it look kind of nice to be able to have both text and icon. You don't get that standard within HTML, so just a simple little control. And then now that we have that, you saw that the screens showed up really quickly and then it jumped right into the designer. What we're going to do here is just do a simple form that's going to have maybe a label, an input box, and a button. Keep it pretty simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag a form here. And you'll see that the form is right there. I'm going to set a couple properties here with it and or classes. So I'm going to set it to full height. You'll notice here as I do that we have a autocomplete, and that has a lot of the classes that the FrontEnd Creator comes packed with, as well as CSS library specific like Bootstrap, or if you choose something else, those will come in the future. But this makes it really easy just to be able to select and choose what you want, and then I'm going to do a padding of 15 maybe, just to make it a little bit easier. Once I deselect it, you'll see that it's resized accordingly. And now let's just drop a form group in here and click on the form group, and we're really not going to do anything with that. We'll add inside there a label and an input. So I'll drop the label and I will drop an input in here, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop a button. That button will go down here below it, just like that. All right, so with the label, let's go ahead and set it to enter your name. Okay, that looks good. Then I'm going to go ahead and just set just a slight class here of margin right at 10, just so that it's not super close to the input. With the input here, I'm going to go ahead and add a binding. So we'll drop down here, and we got value.bind. And I use a convention of current item. You can use whatever you want, but I like to use current item dot and I'll just do name here. And gotta check this checkbox. Once I do that, it'll automatically set that in here. And let's see here. And then the only other thing that I need to do is set up the bindings, which is the events, and the text for the button. So for the button, I'm just gonna say click me or something, doesn't really matter. And then for the events, we'll do a click.delegate. And another convention that we have is, as you'll see here, we're going to jump to this in a second, we have an actions tab. Any behavior or action that we deal with in our applications will also be referenced via an actions object. So we'll have an actions, and then any function that we expose off of that, we will be able to reference it. So I'm just going to call it say hello. Doesn't exist yet, but we will create it in 1 second. Now that I have that, oh yeah, I'm going to get rid of the default. Well, maybe do button primary. There we go, that's better. And you know what, let's go ahead and save really quick. Okay, so we've got that saved. Let's jump over now and go into the actions. And we get a dummy action that has a function here of sample, and it's returned out. We can leave that here if we want. I'm going to go ahead and add the new one called say hello that we just talked about. And what we'll do here is we're going to do an alert as well, just to keep it simple. And I'm just going to say hello, that current item. If you remember, my input binding was current item.name. And then we will do close that out, and we have it. Now the only other thing that we need to do is expose it so that we can reference it via the actions object, and we'll just say hello. Say hello. All right, that looks good. Let me save that now. And we've got one last piece to do, and that piece here will simply be the data tab. And this is what we're going to be bound to. So in here, we could easily just create a current item object. And that's going to be an object literal itself and a name. Now, if I want to, I could actually pre-fill it. So I'm going to go ahead and put nat and then save this. Okay, so now we have it. So what I'm going to do now is just to test this is we're going to go over and jump over to the preview tab. This preview tab has my name in here. If I click alert, you'll see hello Matt. Obviously, if I change it to maybe Kevin, click alert, we can see that not only the data bindings are working, but we got the click working. So hopefully that gave you a quick and dirty idea of what you can do within the FrontEnd Creator. Gives you kind of the ability to take a look and see what's going on here, what's happening within the application. And I look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you.